Hello everyone, myself Khushi. I am a law student in IME Law College and I am here as a legal intern in very popular law firm Lexis and Company. So guys, from this video we are going to discuss the remaining offers. This is a part 2 video. In part 1 video we were already discussed the what is the offers and proposal types of offer, in which we were discussed that what is the express and implied offer and journal offer. In this video we are going to discuss left or remaining offers. First is the specific offer. A specific offer is an offer that is made to be a specific or individual person, a specific person. This is a type of offer can be accepted by the person to whom it is made. This concept was in briefly we are going to discuss a case which is a Bolton versus Jones, wherein the plaintiff had taken a business of one Brocklehurst. The defendant used to have a business with the Brocklehurst, and not knowing about the change in the ownership of the business, sent him an order for a certain goods. The defendant came to know about the change only after receiving in an invoice, at to which point he had already assumed that consume the goods. The defendant refused to pay the price as he had set off against the original owner, for which the plaintiff sued on him. Judges gave a unanimous judgment holding the defendant not liable. It was held that the rule of the law is clear. If you intend to contract with A, B cannot substitute himself as A without your consent and to your disadvantage. It was also held that whenever a person makes a contract with a specific personality, a specific party to say for a writing book or a painting or a picture or any personal service from him, if there is a set of due to from any party, no one has the authority to came in maintain in and maintain that he is a party contracted with. This was held in this case. Next is the cross offer. When two parties make an identical offer to each other in ignorance to each offers, they are said to be make the cross offers. Cross offers are not valid offers. For example, we can say if A makes an offer to sell his car for 7 lakhs to B, and B in ignorance that makes an offer to buy the same 7 buy a car at the same rate, the 7 lakhs, they are said to be make a cross offer. Means A and B make a same offer. They want the A want to his car on 7 lakh rupees, and B same to buy his car on 7 lakh rupees. At 7 lakh rupees, they are said to be make a cross offer, and there is no acceptance in this case. Hence, it cannot be a mutual acceptance. So there is also a basic essentials of the cross offer is the same offer is and another when the offerer makes an offer to the offeree, and the offeree without prior knowledge makes the same offer to the offerer. They then the both object and the party remain the same. Next, basic or essential of the cross offer is the offer must be made in ignorance of each other, and the two parties must make their offer in the ignorance of each other. Next is the counter offer. When the offeree offers a qualified acceptance of the offer subject to the modification and variation in the term of the original offer, is said to have made a counter offer. A counter offer is a rejection of a original offer. We can take an example like if A offers B a car for 10 lakh rupees and B agrees to buy for 8 lakhs, means they on this rate, this amount to be a counter offer, it would be means the rejection of the original offer, that the A makes a offer to sell his car on 10 lakh rupees and B agrees to buy his car at 8 lakh rupees, means the first offer, means the offer of 10 lakhs, it was rejected, it is rejected, and the B's offer means 8 lakh rupees offers is accepted. If in this offer the Bombay High Court gave the decision based upon the landmark judgment, which is Hyde versus Wrench case, in which an offer to sell a farm for thousand pounds was rejected by the plaintiff, who offered 950 for it. Subsequently, the plaintiff gave acceptance to the original offer, holding that the defendant was not bound by the contract. The court said that the plaintiff accepted the original offer of buying the farm at his price of 1000 pounds, and it would have a completely valid offer. However, he gave a counter proposal to it, thus rejecting the original offer. And remember one thing, when a counter proposal is accepted, the contract arises in term of the counter proposal, and it not in term of the original contract. Next is the standing offer, an offer which remain open for the acceptance over a period of time. It is called the standing offer. Tenders, they are invited for a supply of a goods, is a kind of a standing offer, we can say. For example, if an order for the supply of 100 bags is placed on the 15th January, there is a acceptance of the offer that extend, and the offerer become bound to supply those 100 bags of wheat. So far as the remaining quantity is the concern, this offer can be revoked just like any other offer. An advertisement inviting tenders is merely an invitation for the quotation. When the tender is approved, it becomes the standing offer. The acceptance of tender for supply goods is a kind of the standing offer. This is all about the all offers in which is basic offers in the Indian Contract Act, which there is also a difference between an offer and invitation to offer. Let's see. Although invitation to offer is not a type of offer per se, it is imperative to distinguish both to even to the what an actual offer is. An invitation to offer, on the other hand, is an offer to negotiate, an offer to receive offers to any driver. An offer is then a final expression of the willingness to get into a contract upon the terms. The concept of the invitation to offer was explained in the case of Fay versus Fessy. The plaintiff in this asked two questions from the defendant: would you sell me your bumper hall pen? This bumper hall pen a land. Telegram me at the lowest price if you want to sell it. The defendant only gave the answer to the latter question, post which he refused to sell it. The court held that the defendant was not to sell, as he had only answered the second question. Uh, re- re- Reserved the same for his first question. Thus, it is clearly show the distinction between offer and invitation to offer. In invitation to offer, The offeree who invite the offer to come into the contract. This is all offers which present in the journal, in basically in the Indian Contract Act. But Indian Contract Act does not specifically mention these types of contract. But as our in a common law, we assume that this offers present in the Indian Contract Act as like a common law. So this is all about the offer. If you have any questions the offer and the types of offer, then you have to ask me in comment box, and I give my best to answer it. A very thank you to all to watching it.